Okay, it's finally time to get to chained actions. Here you can see that what happens is entities that we don't want to flip are still moved to the opposite side. This can be really useful if you want to move things that you do not want reflected. Before we get started, I expect you to have a really good understanding of actions and parameters. I expect you to already know how to use AutoCAD, how to create dynamic blocks, and generally have a pretty good understanding of the process. I strongly encourage you to watch my previous videos. And as always, please bring your enthusiasm. What we will be learning is how to work with chained actions. Woohoo! And how to flip an object without mirroring it. As a British person that lives in Europe, this is maybe one of my favorite examples of a block. Here, I get to move from left to right-hand drive just with a single click. It's much easier than learning to drive on the wrong side of the road, believe me. We're going to start with the practice drawing, which is available as part of my lessons, and open it up in the block editor. Let's start by adding a flip parameter, of course going from top to bottom, and a flip action. Just to see what happens, I'm going to select all the geometry. Save the changes and open it up in model space. But we've got a problem. The clutch is flipped. The logo's flipped and all the dials are showing the speed backwards. It's no good. Let's delete that. I'm going to add a point parameter. Now, it's really important to think about where this needs to be. Ideally, it should be in the center of the geometry that's going to be flipped. I encourage you to experiment a bit and see if you can get it working for yourself, because it's not that straightforward and it's hard to explain. You can really only learn by doing, and I cannot stress that enough. For this example, it works very well if you place it in the center of the steering wheel. I'm then going to attach a move action to this parameter, and I'm going to select all of the colored geometry, all of the objects that I do not want to be mirrored. I'm then going to apply a flip action to the rest of the geometry that just doesn't matter if it gets mirrored or not. It will largely stay the same. Let's save the changes and see what happens. So now we can flip the geometry, but that doesn't move along as well. This is where chained actions really come into play. So let's modify the selection set. And this time I'm going to select that parameter. And I'm going to make sure that chained actions are switched on. I'm also going to hide that grip point because we don't want people playing around with it. If I save the changes and open up the block, you can see that the geometry now moves with the flip action. So it's not the geometry that's being flipped, but it's the action itself that is being flipped, and that carries the geometry along, which is the beauty of chained actions. Now, if you're confused, don't worry. I was the first time I saw this too. What I encourage you to do is experiment. Start very simply and then build complexity. Just do a couple of squares, see what happens. Chain one action, don't chain one action. And also watch out for a sort of doubling up. If you get confused, I also have an SOS, which is included as part of these lessons. Please review that lesson. It might help you out. Good luck, keep practicing, and it's okay to make mistakes. If you like what I do, please subscribe to my Patreon. In addition to the lessons that are available online for free, I also have a number of in-depth practice exercise, written instructions, and starter files and example files that are available to download. Please check the description. You're supporting not just me, but learners all over the world from a diverse set of backgrounds, different levels of education, and different starting points. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.